Adrian, thank you so much for sitting down with us. An exciting time for the football club. We've now got a new first team manager in Graham Lane, a new assistant manager in Michael Nelson. You've got your two men. How excited are you for the future of this football club?
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, it's a really good day for the club. I'm delighted that Graham and Michael have joined and that we've got it all announced. It's a big opportunity now to move forward. Obviously, we've been through a extensive process. We were determined when we had to find a replacement when Dave left that we were going to have a full review of the situation and try to ensure that we got the right people in by conducting a full recruitment process for the new manager. And look, it's a great day for us now because the work that's gone in, it's maybe took a little bit longer than we'd really have preferred it to, but now it's back onto the wheel and full steam ahead supporting Graham and Michael and the rest of the coaching staff.
You've obviously been working very closely with the chairman and Lee Ruston. The chairman's been quoted saying on the club website that we've got two very forward-thinking coaches. And was that one thing that really impressed yourself, the chairman and Lee, when you conducted the interviews?
Yes, it was. I've been through a lot of recruitment processes of managers over the years, and what was very impressive from both Graham and Michael, who are very much aligned in their thinking, which is really important. They've got real clarity in how they want to take the team forward. They've got great knowledge of the team anyway, which helps. They've got a really good knowledge of this level, which also helps. They've got a fantastic deep-rooted history with Hartlepool United Football Club, which is so important. And I believe, as I believe the chairman has said, that really shows the ability to have a long-term commitment from both of them to the club and working in tandem with the staff who are already in play. And I really want to take the opportunity on behalf of the board to make reference to the coaching staff led by Tony Sweeney over recent weeks during the interim period. They've done a lot of work. They've really stepped up and taken on a lot of responsibility. So we're very grateful for the work that they've put in there. And it now is, let's look forward. How can we, as a board, as a whole club, support Graham, Michael and the whole club?
You mentioned just before the process. It's probably stretched over, you admit yourself, a little bit longer than you'd hoped for. The fans, I suppose, wondering why it did stretch so long. Was that really so yourself and the chairman Lee could have a full review of everything and ensure that you get the right people in?
Yes, it is. And there, as I say, I've been through a number of different recruitment processes over the years, and no one is the same, unfortunately. And it is fair to say that it has taken longer than we'd have ideally preferred it to do. Some of those things were out of our control, but it was crucial that we actually had a really good look at the setup, and importantly what we wanted moving forward as a football club, what the chairman wanted. The chairman is so invested in this football club for the long term, and wants to ensure that we don't lose the momentum that we've built. I've only been involved in the club for a very short period of time, as people will know, but I've been so impressed with the energy, the positive energy that's behind it. I mean, the support's amazing. Absolutely fantastic, and we've got to galvanise that and not lose it, and really build on it moving forward. So it was important that we conducted a really thorough process, a good review, thorough process. That's done now. We're very confident, really comfortable with the people that we've got in place. We genuinely believe that the strength of character of Graham and Michael in particular, they're leaders. They've captained their clubs. They've got, I think it's over 500 games between them for Hartlepool United. They know what this football club means to the town, to the people. And I know that doesn't guarantee success, but it really does give you a good platform to build on. And let's not forget, this football club is not starting from scratch here. There's been some fantastic work already gone on for the last few years at the club. There's so much going on the pitch and off the pitch. The team started the season fantastically well. We accept there's been a bit of a downturn in recent weeks, but it was really interesting listening to Michael and Graham speak about the importance of getting hold of the situation and getting that back on track, which we're confident we can do. And then it's important to support them in the transfer window in January We know we've got a lot of work to do there, and that's why we've brought Lee Turnbull in to the club. And it was, again, another crucial appointment for us yesterday to bring Lee in, because he's going to be integral to that work in January.
Just about to mention the man there. Graham's in, Michael's in, and alongside them, Lee Turnbull. You mentioned a little bit, can you just explain a little bit more Lee Turnbull's role at the club and how he'll help the two lads going forward, specifically in the short term?
Yep, Lee has a real in-depth experience of recruitment with various clubs: Sheffield United, Scunthorpe, Oldham Athletic, Chesterfield, Bradford City most recently. He's worked with people like Ross Wilson, who's now the highly successful sporting director at the Glasgow Rangers. Lee knows this league inside out. He knows the players of League One, League Two, National League, the under-23 leagues. They're basically on, in his mind all the time. He also knows the market and the values, which is another really important element for a club like Hartlepool as we try to move forward with a stronger structure. So Lee will be absolutely crucial to making sure that we have a good window. We all realise it's important we have a good window in January, and the chairman's absolutely committed to that. So Lee coming in, he's already got a good relationship with Graham and Michael as well. That's a big help. He knows a lot of people at the club. He's from the area originally. He's from Stockton. Obviously, he had a short spell at Middlesbrough as a young player, but had a successful career himself as a centre forward. He's been around the game a long time, and he really, really does know the business. So we're delighted to be able to announce Lee at the same time as Graham and Michael in that regard.
You mentioned it there, the January window, which a lot of fans obviously ask questions about. It's only a month away. How much was the January window involved in the discussions when you're talking to Graham, Michael, Lee, and what are the short-term visions, I suppose, going into that for the football club?
The January window was once we got an understanding of sort of the broad manner in which they want to approach the job, and we obviously had lots of conversations generally about how we take things forward, but clearly the January window is a core part of what we do. I think it's really important for football clubs not to get overly hung up on the next window, because the next window won't always determine every element about the club, but of course it's an important window. I've already said myself there about the momentum that the club had built up, and we can't lose that. I've just been so impressed by this energy that I've talked about previously. It doesn't happen at clubs on a frequent basis. It comes around only so occasionally. It's a real credit to everyone who's been involved over particularly the last 18 months, I guess. And we've got to capture that, keep hold of it, and a good January window with good recruitment. Bringing players in who can improve the squad. Any player that comes into this group now has to be someone who can improve what we already have, to take us forward and to get us back up the league and give us a good chance of competing. Look, we've got a competitive budget. The chairman's already on record as saying that. We know we have from the conversations that we've had with people. We really do want to compete at the top end of this table. And apart from the last few weeks, we were. So that's where the momentum's got to be now. All focus on that and supporting the people who are on the pitch, the players, the coaching staff, the support staff who do such an important job for the whole club. Everyone associated and connected to the club, and that comes from us at the board. We've got to support everybody that way.
Momentum is a big key word when it comes to this football club, and when Graham and Michael sat in front of you during their interview, when they put their plans forward to yourself and the rest of the board, what did them plans look like that made you think these are the right two guys that will take us forward and carry on that momentum?
Well, I think they really have clarity in their thinking of how they want to play, and they both have a real similar vision for how they want to play. But they're also not naive in the way they want to do that. Look, they're both got coaching experience as well as leadership experience as players. Graham's really put the hard yards in at Middlesbrough over the years in a variety of different roles, which has taken him through to the under-23s job, which I think he's had now for 3 years. That's an important job in a football club. So they talk to us about how they would plan, not just day to day but week to week, month to month. So the scheduling, everything is really important when you're talking to managers and coaches about how they're going to work in that way. They talk to us about their plans to improve players and how they're going to improve players. Yes, they talk to us about formation, system, style of play, but flexibility within that and getting the best out of the team. And they know the team. Look, they know Tony Swinney really well, so that's a real good asset for them as well. They know the club extremely well. So they know the players that they've got to work with, but because they've also got really good contacts in the industry, as well as the addition of Lee Turnbull coming in as well, they know the market as well. So I think what we've got now, we've got a really strong model of people who know League One, League Two. They know the National League, so they know it's coming through that way. But also we've got this network as well. There is potential for loans, and just because Graham's come from Middlesbrough doesn't mean that we're only looking at Middlesbrough for loans. We've talked at length about taking people from a variety of different clubs and building strong relationships with clubs in England and in Scotland, where we can take the best players if we feel they will enhance Hartlepool United Football Club primarily, while also hopefully giving players a development pathway as well. It's got to work for everybody. So there's so many opportunities for us there, and they were really clear with their thinking, and that's what very much impressed us.
Just finally then, as a board member and a representative of the board, what would be your message to the fans as we now go forward in this exciting new era?
Look, I hope that the fans will give their support, the same support that they gave to Dave Chalner, that they'll give to Graham Lee and to Michael Nelson. If they do that, it will be an incredible atmosphere for the team to play in moving forward. And let's not lose sight of the fact of just what a fortress Hartlepool United playing at home is for the team. It's really an unbelievable atmosphere at the stadium, and so hopefully they'll give us full support, give the team full support. I can't express how impressed I've been by the fans, both at home and away. When you look at the numbers that we took to places like Salford, to Leyton Orient, to Bradford City, which I saw firsthand, just how loud. Pretty much every boardroom that we go into after a game, one of the first things that's ever said to us is, "Blimey, your fans are absolutely fantastic, aren't they?" And it's absolutely spot on. So, look, we can't take the fans' support for granted, and we don't. We've got to play our part in trying to deliver a team for them that they're proud to support. But I promise the fans that everyone involved, in and around the board and senior figures within the club, we're doing everything we can to do that, while we're also, of course, reintroducing the academy as we move forward, and lots of other work going on and around off the pitch as well. So there's a lot going on and a lot to be positive about, hopefully.
Adrian, thank you very much.
My pleasure.